Hey, it's Edge here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Bitcoin with Elliott Wave Theory. Again, today we're going to be focusing more on the local structures as those have not been completed as of yet, in my opinion. So that is what we're going to be focusing on today. The higher time frame structure is this one where we had these lows of November 21st, where we had a three-way structure coming up into the highs of 18.4k ish. And then since then we had the main idea as having this as a five-way structure coming in downwards as a wave 1 or wave A. Later on we can be discussing about that, but for now we don't need to be discussing about that because again it is too high of a time frame since the lower time frames here are still yet to be built. Overall, the idea in my opinion is the best where we have this as a five-way structure into a wave A, three ways into W, three ways into X, and then looking for another three-way structure for that wave Y to be completed. Let's get rid of this. Yeah, we don't need that. Overall, at the moment, I do think that this looks decent as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into an A wave, three-way pullback into B, and then looking for another five-way structure for that C. At the moment, as this definitely feels more like a three-way structure, the only option that we have is a diagonal. So at this moment, I do think that we have this as a potential 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm looking for 4 and 5. I don't think this is going to be getting this high. If this is again the way I would be labeling these trend lines or marking these trend lines, because we really want to be puncturing these. But the idea overall is that we would be looking for a three-way structures coming down from these highs basically, and there is a possibility where this is already done here, and this would be a wave 1, 2, 3, and then looking for that fourth and fifth. We don't know how high this is going to get, even if it is going to get any higher than this that we currently have. We did create a new low here on RSI, creating that, okay, we have momentum to the downside, and for the long setups we definitely want to be taking out these lows here and get that divergence going on RSI. Overall, what we hit previously here at the lows was that previous daily from these areas of 20th of December. So again, that was an area of interest for sure. However, it does not really match the wave count, so I'm not really taking that to as basically a pivot point. So I'm not taking that as that one. What else? Since the lows, we definitely have more of a three-way structure coming up. So that is another reason why I'm not really bullish. This is definitely scalping territory for sure. If you were looking at this, you could have snagged something like that out of this. We did not hit the one-to-one extension, so it is again weak, this structure, even to the upside. But of course, there is a chance that we are going to be creating this into a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into some kind of diagonal in here. And at that point, we would be having that as some kind of low. However, when are we going to be fitting that more in or giving that more probabilities is when we are taking out the previous consolidation areas. So basically this area here. And if we are going to get some kind of back test into that and then going upwards. The invalidation point of this whole diagonal would be up in here, because that would be the wave 2 highs, wave 1, 2, so wave 4 can't go beyond the wave 2 highs. So that is basically that. Not really else going on here. Overall, again, I am still expecting us to get this C wave partner leg basically for this A wave to do something like that. We can take a look at the higher time frame targets here later on once we get this pivot going. The main target here to the downside, what I got, is this 16.35k, which we've been looking at for some time now. Higher time frame 1.236 extension of this wave W from the wave X downwards, and the one-to-one extension of this wave A, B, and C coming down. I do feel like that is pretty decent looking. The other option here, instead of A, B, C here, would be that we would have this as a three-way structure in here, three-way pullback, and another three-way structure into this. And at that point, this would be a wave W instead of an A wave. So WX and wave Y. Exact same pivots. However, we would be looking for only a three-way move here into the lows. So at the moment, we could already have that completed into these lows. That is where we could have that diagonal coming in here And at that point, again, if we take out these highs, then we would be saying that, okay, we had that potential wave Y complete at these current lows that we had. So definitely keep that in mind. While I don't think that is the likeliest case, that is something to keep in mind for sure. If we are going to get that diagonal look in here, there is very, or it is very often that the retracements for it is very shallow. So the third wave basically, or the second wave is shallow, so the third wave is very impulsive from the lows, and it might be hard to get in if you're not going to be taking this retracement in. So if we are breaking basically through these previous order blocks here that we had, definitely think of that idea of having some kind of long setup here as well. But the main scenario is still to get to these lows, basically getting these lows taken out and get that divergence going and then up. I think that is pretty much everything I wanted to cover on Bitcoin. Nothing really changed on the higher time frame picture, and this is still going relatively similar to the plan that we had previously. But yeah, that is going to do it. If you want to be learning more about Elliott Wave basics, there is a basics course on the Patreon if you want to be supporting me as well. And also join the free Discord server as well. You can share your accounts if you want to do so. But that is going to do it for now. Thanks for watching and see you on the next video. Bye bye.